Psych Opinion.
You know, kind of like Liza, you had something on your mind here that you wanted to discuss, and why don't you go ahead and tell us what your topic is here that you wanted to talk about.
So the other day, me and my mom kind of had like a girls shopping trip, and we were listening to Lizzo, and we kind of got on the discussion of what Lizzo has done for the confidence of just the average woman. And because I kind of was talking about how since I started listening to Lizzo, the confidence in myself and how I look at my self-image has definitely flourished a lot. She helps women. I think she helps women of all types to set boundaries for themselves in their lives, as well as boundaries and expectations for themselves, such as like a woman being single. Like everybody always assumes that you're not happy unless you're in a relationship, men and women. And so I think, like, honestly, Lizzo could work for women. She could also work for men in some of these instances. Like her song Soulmate, she talks about it's a song about being your own soulmate. And she says, in the song it says, I'm my own soulmate. I know how to love me. I know I'm a queen, but I don't need no crown. And she says, and then she talks about how she's looking in the mirror, and she says, look up in the mirror like, damn, she the one. And she says, true love finally happens when you're by yourself. And I think that that's a really powerful song because she makes it okay to be alone with yourself. Like, if you can't find that one person that's your soulmate for the rest of your life, it's okay. And
it does sound much more relatable to women, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The lyrics specifically,
well, yeah.
I just can't relate to looking in the mirror and seeing a queen.
Well, I think she's done it for the average woman. I mean, even with men, like, I think men are a little bit more comfortable with being alone, but sometimes as a woman, like, being alone, you feel like less of a woman because you're not a mother, you're not a wife, you're just kind of like, you know, you're just a woman. And so, like, I think that song specifically kind of says, you know,
works
it's okay.
for empowerment of women and women in general, you're saying.
Exactly.
Which I think is something huge that we've been seeing. And so I'm going to go ahead and be frank here. I was not too familiar with Lizzo, and Liza had come across this. Liza came across, she told me that she had this thought, and kind of wanted to share her opinions on this, and I agree it's a very strong topic, and definitely want to empower women and empower everybody to be good and strong. And when we did this, when we started talking about this, was when I started looking up Lizzo, because I really wasn't sure who she was. She does have a couple of hits up there. I have heard those hits before.
Well, it's like me. I have no idea what her music is. I know I've heard it before.
Yeah.
But it's more of I hear about her as Lizzo and what she's done and how much people actually talk about her. And
which is wild that her image in her statement is louder than her music. That's kind of rare usually.
But I think that's very empowering. It's so empowering because Lizzo is not from a conformist type of society. Lizzo is not the what some people would think is the ideal shape or the ideal size, or, you know, this and that and the other. And because you do have some pop artists and some people that are famous and idolized that say they're plus size or they're curvy and they have big boobs and a big butt, but yet they're not, even though they're saying they're plus size and they look plus size, they're not what an average woman looks like.
I think I get what you're saying. And when you talk about some of these other artists, they say that they're thick or that they're curvy or that they're plus size, and they may have thick thighs and big butts and big breasts. But I think a lot of when we think about plus size, and this is just me saying my thoughts out loud here, I think a lot of when we talk about the size of a woman, what we're really discussing is the size of her waist.
Yeah.
I think that's because, I mean, I see a lot of women who have the hourglass, and they may be thick and, you know, even voluptuous in certain areas, but they have that narrow waist, and that kind of, I think that's, to me, where the line is kind of drawn between whether they might be thick or curvy or, you know, plus-sized or overweight.
Yeah, exactly. But I think Lizzo has done a lot of self-confidence for women because she makes it like I think definitely Lizzo represents the average woman, and that Lizzo is, not a typical, like a pop star or whatever, but yet she is absolutely gorgeous. Like, I think I see Lizzo in her outfits, and I think she is absolutely gorgeous.
Well, I think confidence is a huge. Confidence is attractive. People that are sure of themselves and confident, that is attractive, and we all know that. And the point I was going to make, and I'm sorry I didn't mean to cut you off, but the point I was going to make was that I think that you get a lot of haters that way. And what I saw recently, I was looking up Lizzo, and I saw that there was this comedian, Ari Spears, who was body shaming her in one of his acts. And so Lizzo had a lot of support coming forward, backing her up, of course, as they should. And this guy, Ari Spears, it's like, I looked at his response video to these things. I've never fucking heard of this guy. And he's like, this just he's a very unattractive man, and in my opinion. And I mean, I'm not sitting here saying, but just not a very attractive person. And even his attitude and the way he came off was just kind of ugly. But he was talking about how, like, oh, I've been doing this for so many years, and you don't think I get pussy and that, whatever it is that he said. And, like, acting like everybody knows who he is. I've never even heard of this fucking guy, this clown, the Zero. And it's like, kind of, I almost think like, dude, did you bring her up so you could get some fucking likes?
Well, also, you said he's a comedian.
Yeah.
Was he using it as, like, an act?
I think it was a part.
It seems like it was a little bit extra.
Yeah, I think it was in his act, but I think it came off more as body shaming than like an innocent joke. Which in light of what's happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock and all of that, I mean, I know it's kind of a fine line these days, but it came off as it was more of a body shaming type situation for Lizzo and
insecurity in himself.
And that's what I was going to get at, is that I think that the haters in the world, and I think what it is that with that confidence, Lizzo comes off with this confidence, and she's happy with who she is, and she's comfortable with who she is, and that pisses people off. And I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've just listened to people and watched people, because that's the kind of person I am. I listen to people and I watch people, and I've seen these stereotypically model-looking women, and they'll be sitting there hating on somebody that's twice their size because that person has confidence, and because that person isn't insecure or doesn't have self-shame or isn't as self-conscious as they are. And I think that that's a quality that really bothers some people, is that nobody wants to see somebody, when they're self-conscious, looking what they think is their idea of worse than them, but being themselves and being happy and comfortable with that.
It just shows that the amount of confidence in these haters is pretty low.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just it. I mean, it's ridiculous, and I see that all the time. And I'm once again, I'm sorry to have cut you off there. Please continue.
Yeah, and so another one of her songs that kind of leads right into that is "Good as Hell." Like, if you watching, I think the best energy I've ever seen, and getting kind of emotional, like watching a live filming of hers was when she was singing "Good as Hell," and seeing the audience reactions, and it almost...
Was this just a live performance, or was
this
like...
kind of, like, every time I've seen a couple... Well, there was one on the Today Show, and then there's been on others on award shows, but every time I've seen just different ones, but every time I see it, you look in the audience, and it's almost as if Lizzo makes this song about the audience, and some of the lyrics are "I do my hair toss, check my nails, baby how you feeling, good as hell," and it's like, I think this is a song for men and women, because it's like, it's a song kind of about kind of like someone that's going through something, because it says, "I know it's hard, but you have to try. If he don't love you anymore, just walk your fine ass out the door. Take a deep breath, time to focus on you." And it's kind of like about a breakup. And so it's something that can be a situation that can make people lose confidence within themselves. Like, if someone, especially if you break up with someone and it's not amicable, like if you are the one that has been broken up with, she makes this situation that can empower you and say, I know it's hard, but
you're beautiful, and pick yourself up and
check your nails.
And
yeah, exactly.
I get that.
She seems like she has really good messages.
She really does. Yes.
I see, like, if someone's in a really bad relationship, something like that, and they go through a breakup, they automatically just spiral around and get in another bad relationship.
Yeah.
And, you know, with what Lizzo seems to be saying in a lot of your lyrics, from what you've said, it's focus on you.
Yeah.
It's not the portion of the relationship of having the two separate parts. It's you're just being in a relationship to be in a relationship, and you're not focusing on yourself.
Love yourself
Yes.
and keep your positivity about you, you know?
Yes. And this is something that, and she also has this line called Yeti, and it's a size inclusive
Yeti,
brand.
like the Sasquatch.
Yeti.
Yeti.
It's kind of like Yeti, like Y, kitty with a Y. And so it's
I thought we were going full circle. You know, this is Psycho Opinion. I was like, hell yeah, here comes the
I
Yetis.
think I'm pronouncing it right. Okay.
Putting the sass back in Sasquatch.
Yeah.
And so it's size inclusive. It's 6X to extra small, and it also includes. It's with the brand Fabletics, and Fabletics is a Kate Hudson brand. And I do have to say, like I bought a Fabletics outfit, and they are also size inclusive. And since I've been listening to Lizzo and like seeing her
I'm sorry,
TikToks,
I missed that. What is size inclusive? I'm sorry, I'm a
like,
guy. I go and I buy like.
Basically means they have exercise clothing, and it's shapewear. So it's shapewear for women size 6X to extra small. And if you're a
Okay,
woman,
all right.
you know that seeing a size 6X in a store is basically almost non-existent.
So is this kind of like a one size fits all sort of deal, or you're saying that
it's
they're the
just-
different sizes?
Yeah, they're in
you
different
can
sizes.
find
Yeah.
the sizes that are
okay,
hard
all
to
right.
come by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
And-
That's cool because I don't know what it's like for a woman, but as a guy, I have a hard time finding like my pants are a mile longer than they need to be because of my waist, or my shirts aren't as long as I'd like them to be.
Well,
Being
for a
bigger
woman-
is awkward. Like it is hard to shop.
But especially like with shapewear or exercise wear, like I love to hike, I love to exercise, I love to do HIIT workouts, and I actually, because of the confidence that Lizzo has just illuminated from her TikToks, I had a leggings combination with just a bra, and I actually went out and I hiked in that, and I got so many compliments
That led to
because-
confidence.
It did, because I was so confident in this outfit because it actually fit me, it looked good on me, and I felt real. I wasn't hot, I wasn't, I was actually comfortable. And I think that really spoke volumes about when you have size inclusive clothing like that and you actually fit well in your clothes, and it's clothes that actually look good, about how it can make a person feel, and it can make you excited about exercising. And it just was really something great. And then you have that song About Damn Time, and she's
About what?
It's called About Damn Time.
About damn times.
Yes.
Liza's very southern. I thought she said it's about downtown. So it's about damn time is what we're talking about.
And she has one of the best lyrics. She says, "It's bad bitch o'clock, yeah, it's thick 30." And I love that song.
Did you say thick 30?
Thick 30.
All right, I like that.
All right.
I'm down with thick 30.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's just such a cool, like, she
When
has...
is thick 30? I want to go out and...
It's whenever you want it.
Okay.
She has reappropriated terms that have been used against women, and she has made them empowering, like thick 30 or CEO or bad bitch. I know others have kind of used these as empowerment, but she seems to kind of just thrive in these things, and kind of using them against people that have used them against women, and she makes you feel just empowered by it. And then she has this song, and like if you're getting ready for an event and you need confidence, like I listen to this song and I just have a lot of confidence. It's called Birthday Girl, and it says, "Is it your birthday, girl? 'Cause you looking like a present." And I love that song, and I get ready to it, and it changes my mindset, like especially if I feel insecure about an event I'm going to, or if I have to, do something that I'm feeling a little insecure about. Like I listen to this song and I'm just like,
Gets you pumped.
It gets you pumped. And then she also has this song called Special, and she talks about her struggles and uses it to lift her listener up. She says, "I'm used to feeling alone, so I thought that I should let you know, in case nobody told you today, you're special. In case nobody made you believe you're special, how could you, in case nobody made you believe you're special." And then she talks about, how could you throw fucking stones if you ain't been through her pain? And so I think that takes a lot too, is because I think a lot of women that have gone through something, people can kind of judge a lot of women based on what they just see on the outside, and they don't know necessarily the woman's struggle. And then just the saying that, in case nobody told you today, like, you're special, because in the words, like, you can also tell that Lizzo's going through something, and, you know, sometimes Lizzo can kind of feel down, but still she finds a way to lift up her listener.
See, I like that, and I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm not just saying this is something I do, and I mean, fuck, you guys probably have gotten messages from me before. I'm a type of person where I randomly message my friends and people and tell them I love them, I care about them.
Yes.
Yep.
I message women in my life, and I'm just like, hey, you know, you're beautiful, you're doing a great job. And I really like what you're saying, because the world doesn't have enough positivity, and that's great to hear that there is artists out there. I mean, positivity is everything. I mean, the whole attitude of things. I mean, so many people want to live in negative space, and I don't understand that. So this uplifting stuff is great, and I mean, and also I just want to take a second. You know, if you haven't done that, why don't you just message your friends and tell them you love them and that you care about them, because shit like that goes such a long way just to make people's day, make people feel better. And I mean, you know, it's just a nice thing. It only takes a second, you know. Go ahead.
Exactly. And also, especially like with her song, she has another song called Girls. I love that song. And it's she's also made friendships with other women very important, and as opposed to just having women in constant competition with one another.
Oh, women are awful towards each other.
Yes, exactly. And so she's made a kind of sisterhood about her songs as well. And so she has, and so me and my mom, we love her. And yesterday in our shopping trip, you know, or in the fitting room, you know, as a woman, as a man.
You guys had the vibe going on.
Yeah.
You're feeling good. And so,
but every time we were saying something bad about our bodies or bad about ourselves, we kind of changed it around. Like, you know, what would Lizzo have to say about this? Or, you know, also like all that kind of stuff. And she's also kind of changed the meaning behind fitness, because, like, to me, like, Lizzo's very fit. She's very active. She's, you know, she's changed a lot of that conversation as well. And so the thing about Lizzo, too, is that she can appeal to so many people. She can appeal to young girls of all ages, races, and then she can also appeal to older women as well. Women like my mom, like women in their 60s, 70s, 80s. She can appeal to them as well and give them confidence. So I think Lizzo, and she can also appeal to men too. Like, she can have messages for men as well. Like, even if you take her songs, I mean, you can listen to her songs and think about her message about the positivity and about focusing on yourself and about just uplifting yourself and just being a human being and knowing that we're all in this struggle together and just kind of looking beyond our surfaces. So that's why I love Lizzo. I just wanted to call her out. And
well, that's great, and I definitely appreciate you bringing that up, and I do feel like I got something from that, and I feel like that was very. I think it's important to lift each other up. I think it's important to be positive. I don't see the point in hating. Hating is baggage. It's bullshit. It's baggage. Anybody that knows me knows I'm all about lifting anybody up. I'm all about helping anybody out. We all got to start somewhere. We're all going to get a lot further helping each other take those steps. And I appreciate you bringing that up. And, I mean, Lizzo, if you ever hear this, and probably won't, but thank you for doing what you're doing, because obviously you're making an impact, and that's very important. And I definitely...
Even to a 30-year-old woman.
To a 30-year-old woman. And I stand behind anybody that's positive and uplifting like that. Rob?
Yeah. Keep doing what she's doing. I mean, anyone who has the message of, you know, love yourself, you really have to love yourself to love other people.
Absolutely.
And it seems like her message is just great. I don't think enough people have that positivity in their work to make everyone that listens to it want to be a better person, to love themselves more, to not self-deprecate all the time.
The older I get, the more important that becomes to me.
Yeah, it's just nice to see that positivity.
Yeah. And so thank you, Liza, for bringing that to us.
Yeah.